All right. Good morning, everybody. My name is Jason Flame, Chairman of the Moorpark Chamber of Commerce, and welcome back to another edition of our Chamber Chat. We have Miss Dani Hutchison with Southeast Ventura County YMCA today. Let me tell you a little bit about her before we get started, and then we'll jump right in. Dani is the Chief Development Officer at the Southeast Ventura County YMCA, where she leads fundraising and community outreach efforts to support the Y's mission of accessibility for all. With over 7 years at the organization, Dani has launched impactful initiatives like the COVID-era free virtual programs and California Strong disaster relief, which raised over $850,000 for wildfire victims in 2025. She's been recognized with the Conejo Valley Chamber 40 Under 40 Award and named a 2025 LA Community Hero. Dani lives in Moorpark with her husband and 3 children and is passionate about community service, holiday traditions, and anything pumpkin spice.
It's true.
It's true. It's true. Well, good morning and welcome. And hello to Sharon out there. Sharon Bishop is watching. Good morning to her.
Sharon.
So we talked about today's Monday. It's Monday the 14th. It's a little crazy. A lot of things going on in life. But catch me up to speed, just kind of what's going on in your life and what's going on at the Y, and then we'll jump into some of the questions that we have for you today.
Great. Well, thank you so much for having me. I was really excited to be a part of this and share a little bit more about who the Y is and what we do. For those of you who don't know, Southeast Ventura County YMCA serves Simi, Moorpark, TO, Newberry Park, Westlake Village, Agora Hills, and Oak Park. So that's our region. And we have programming throughout that region for all ages, and we really get to make an impact. And I'm excited to get a little more into the kind of programs that we offer and what we do to really support our community.
Excellent. Well, looking forward to hearing more about it. And for those of you that are watching live, if you have any questions or just want to say hi, drop us a comment and do us a favor, share the video and go over to YouTube and subscribe to Moorpark Chamber of Commerce. This is our brand new YouTube channel, and we'd love to have you there. So, your journey, Dani, with the YMCA started in marketing. What inspired your transition into development, and how did that shift shape your perspective on community impact?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been in marketing most of my career, so that's actually what I went to school for, and all my experience prior to the Y was marketing and events. And I actually fell in love with the Y through my kids being a part of the programs several years ago. And when we had some changes in our lives personally, I was like, oh, I should look at some jobs at the Y. I just really was inspired by some of their initiatives. And this opportunity came about. So I started in marketing here at this Southeast Ventura County YMCA. And I had the most incredible mentor. Our chief development officer at the time was just so passionate about development and just was so inspiring. And I really was able to just grow with her leadership. And it became natural. And marketing and development do go hand in hand because we're sharing our story. And that's through the marketing channels. And then we share it through our community. And so when our chief development officer left in 2022, I was so excited and passionate to be part of that team that I naturally started to grow into that role. So I went into the senior development role, senior director of development, and officially became the chief development officer in this year of 2025.
So, wow, awesome! A lot of changes and updates and growth throughout that period of time. Any challenges along the way?
I think
do we have enough time for all that?
I think there's always so much opportunity and opportunities for growth. And absolutely, there was moments where I saw where I needed to grow and take the steps to build those relationships, or, when something happens, being able to jump in, like, for example, disaster relief, and just really head first. Like, it's like you're drinking through a fire hose, right? What is this expression? drinking through a straw, through a fire.
Yeah.
But
the fire hose was better.
Thanks. So it was just a lot of really exciting times to be able to move into this role and see the impact. And I think with challenges, there comes incredible opportunity, and there is so much reward to be able to see the impact you're making on a day-to-day basis with the team. I work for an incredible organization with incredible people who are also passionate about community and making a difference. So
That's great. That's awesome. And you started to talk a little bit about the disasters, and so you played a key role in launching California Strong's wildfire relief efforts. What did it take behind the scenes to mobilize that level of support, and how did it personally affect you?
Oh yes. How much time do you have, Jason?
we got all day. No.
Perfect. So actually, our California Strong initiative started back in 2018. I started at the Y in April of 2018, and so it was definitely it got me moving into that development role quickly to just see what it takes. And so we launched California Strong with an incredible group of professional athletes who were affected by the Woolsey fire. And they wanted to do something to support and give back to those who were impacted. And so we partnered with them to launch California Strong. And so a little history, since 2018, we've actually given away over $3.3 million to families who've been impacted by disasters in California. And so we have just kept growing this program, this initiative, really gaining support, not just in California, but nationwide, who have just seen what these disasters can do and how they impact families here in California. So when the mountain fire presented itself back in November, we had already had funds in that we had fundraised previously. We were able to write 153 checks to 153 families to give back right away who had lost their homes. And then the Palisades and the Eaton fire happened in January, and what I've seen with this community is absolutely incredible. Everyone wants to help, everyone wants to support. So not only were we able to fundraise the $850,000 to give 850 families a check for $1,000, we hosted so many events where brands came from all over and donated well over $1 million worth of brand new products. So families could come shop for new items, including suitcases, baby items, clothing, toiletries, shoes, socks, just the essentials. And that took a village. And we're so grateful for the partnerships. These would not happen without our community partnerships and the community leaders who we all just get together and said, what can we do? And Proactive in Westlake Village, they are an incredible partner. And we just mobilized together. And at one point, I think we had over 600 volunteers just helping gather items, setting up these shops. We took everything over to our partners at the YMCA of the Foothills, and we set up some shopping experiences there as well. And I am just blown away by the amount of support that this community and the community of surrounding communities just to come together to really make a difference. And we get to hand these families checks, and we get to serve them. And I don't know how many times they've broken down with their story and just what they look at this check, and the tears that fill in their eyes, and how grateful they are for this support that they're seeing. I'm sorry. It just really, I know we're doing such a great thing, and I'm so proud of the work we do. I'm so proud of the community for just really coming together to support everyone during this time. And we're still doing it. We were just over in Altadena last week, passing out 75 more checks. And so we're still able to support them. And I think that really shows with these families that they're still receiving support from the Y and California Strong.
Well, it is pretty amazing that we live in such an amazing community where people are always willing to jump in and always willing to help out, and to have uh, an organization like the Y to kind of be a big part of spearheading that and making these things happen. It's kind of why we all love to live here,
Yeah.
and take care of each other. I want to give a shout out to Melissa Miller. Thank you for watching from
Hi,
Ventura County
Melissa.
Credit Union. And also Renee Delgado is
Hi,
watching. So
Renee.
thanks, Renee.
Thank you, Renee.
Appreciate you guys being out there. Listen, if you have any questions, Sharon, Melissa, Renee, if you have any questions for Dani, please let us know. Oh, and there's a question. Sharon wants to know, how are the families chosen?
Oh, that's a great question. Yeah. So we have an application process, and we put the application online immediately. And then we have a process where we verify their address was impacted, and then we go through their stories, their whole application. So there is a whole process, and then they have to pick up the checks in person and present their ID and a supporting document.
All right. Sharon, thank you for that question. And again, if anybody else has any other questions, please let us know. And there we go. Jackie Flame is watching.
Thanks,
Maddie,
Jackie.
how are you guys watching? You're getting your nails done. All right. And Sharon, awesome. Thank you. Thanks for answering the question. All right. Well, let's jump in, because there's another opportunity or another way that you've been helping out is that the Prom Closet project is such a heartfelt initiative. Can you share a story that reminded you why this work matters so much?
Yes. So I might cry again, Jason. I tend to do that.
It's a crying Monday.
Crying Monday. Perfect. So we launched the Prom Closet initiative 3 years ago, where we saw there was a need within our local community to really just allow for kids to help that cost barrier for prom. Prom is expensive, and we want to make sure everyone can get to prom. So we launched a prom drive, and again, our community is absolutely incredible. This is why I'm so grateful for this job that I get to do every day. Because the amount of dresses and suits and ties and shoes and accessories that were donated, even in the first year, I was just overwhelmed with gratitude. And so that year we were able to donate it to the Conejo Valley School District, and just really support that way. And then in 2023, 2024, we partnered with another nonprofit, Seroptimist of Simi Valley, and we hosted our own prom closet, where we set up one of our studios at our Simi Valley YMCA location into a store. And we served hundreds of teens, and with suits and ties and accessories. Again, we had even more donations. And then we saw the growth so much because people were coming from Camarillo and LA, and we're like, we need to have two. So this year we had two. We had one at our Simi location and one at our Westlake location. And we served over 700 teenagers from, again, all over. We had the Valley, we had up in, Ventura County. And really what was amazing, and I'm going to share one particular story. There was a young daughter, and her mother came into one of our prom closets this year, and they had heard about the initiative. And again, this was free. It was absolutely free to anyone who wanted to come shop for some prom clothes. And she walked in and with her daughter, and there was this dress, and we received this $415 designer dress, like one of those ones that's in style this year, just stunning. And so we kind of put it as our spotlight dress, and we hung it up, and it still had the tags on it. And the daughter saw it, and she asked if she could try it on. We're like, yes, we've been waiting for somebody to try on this dress. And it fit her absolutely perfectly. And but so I right, Melissa. But what makes this story go beyond that is that her mom privately spoke to us after her daughter went with some of our volunteers to look for accessories and shoes to match with the dress. And her mother pulled us aside and said, "You have no idea what this means to us. My daughter has never owned her own dress for a dance. It was her senior prom. And she's always had to borrow. And I had been saving. So I saved $60 in the hope that we could go and I could buy her very own prom dress." She said, "So this is absolutely a dream come true, that she can own her own dress and feel so confident when she goes to her prom." And then it goes even further that they were so grateful. They went back home, found some jewelry that they wanted to donate because they wanted to give back that experience that they had at this prom closet. And that's just one of many stories, but that's just one that, wow, this is why we do this. Like, this is the community coming together to support these teenagers. And again, we had teenagers from all over, and we had a couple young men who came in and just tried on suits that fit perfectly. And I'm so, again, grateful for the amount of volunteers that makes this happen and our community coming together. It's really special.
Yeah. Well, that definitely is a pretty amazing story. I love the fact that they were so moved by the generosity that in turn they brought something back. And I think that, just the thought of that is pretty amazing. Okay, we got a lot of questions going on here, so let's put these up there. Okay. Sharon, are these programs separate from the YMCA, or are these initiatives run through the YMCA? I'm assuming the prom closet and also talking about the wildfire relief.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. This is run through the YMCA. So we host these programs again, but these are what makes partnerships so great is that we are able to make them have a greater impact because of the partnerships, but they are YMCA initiatives.
Okay, cool. And then another question, do you take clothing donations year round? Yes.
All year. We actually bought a storage unit, like a storage unit, so we can store them all year, so people don't have to wait till.
So where would one bring those items?
Yeah, they can drop them off at the Simi Valley Family YMCA or the Yarrow Family YMCA in Westlake.
Okay, excellent. And maybe a little bit later, if you can post the address in the comments, that might help people know exactly where that is. Next question. How can we get involved in either donating or volunteering for the prom closet? So we know that we can donate year round and we can drop them off at the locations that you mentioned, but can people volunteer for the prom closet?
Yes, absolutely. So we start putting out the volunteer application probably the beginning of January or the end of January. And anybody can volunteer. We just ask you to sign up, and we would give you all the information, because we also have days leading up to it where we have to sort the clothes, put them by size. We steam them if they're wrinkly. We'll take them to the dry cleaners if they need to be dry cleaned. So there's opportunity not just on the day of, and we will put all that information out at the beginning of the new year.
Okay, perfect. And then one more, let's put this up there. Prom tickets are super expensive. Do you work with the local schools for wholesale tickets and provide free tickets for kids?
We have not done that yet, Jackie. But one of the amazing things about the Y is we're open to a lot of things, and we can really create programming based on the needs of our community. So I think that's something, I would be happy to talk about and see how we can continue to grow this initiative.
Awesome. And one more new comment. Christine from Pampered Chef. Oh my God, we need to partner on a fundraiser this summer. I love the wall.
Perfect.
So it looks like you guys need to connect and make that happen. Hey guys, thank you everybody who is watching. Really appreciate all the interaction, comments, questions. Please do us a favor and share the video. And don't forget to go to YouTube and subscribe to the Moorpark Chamber of Commerce YouTube channel. So let's talk about being a mom, right? As a working mom of 3, how do you balance family life with leading major community programs, especially during high stakes moments like the disaster relief or fundraising campaigns?
Yes. Well, if I'm being completely honest, it's not always easy. But I have a very supportive family. My husband's incredible, and we make sure we're always supporting each other. Sometimes his job, he takes him away a little bit more, and sometimes mine will take me a little bit more. But it's really finding that balance. I have found that when I really talk to my kids too about what's going on, they are so supportive and they really get to see the impact and what's going on in the community as well. And really, one carving time out for myself. I think sometimes I'll go on walks in the morning to just have those moments. And then when I'm home, I'm present and make sure I'm present at all their sporting events. But if I'm being honest, when we're in the middle of like disaster relief or some times that do require more of my time, I'll get a little less sleep because I'll wait till my kids go to bed and I'll work late at night or early in the morning because I really want to make sure that I'm present for my kids and make that time for family. And there was one other thing that just slipped my mind. Just goes with.
Well, how old are your kids?
15, 12, and 9.
15, 12, and 9. So they're getting to that stage where they're a little bit more self-sufficient on their own. And so the time that you're spending with them is different.
Yes.
But what I really love, especially for your teenagers, and as they continue to grow up, is they see you in the community doing great things. They probably help you quite a bit from time to time, and they're involved. I know that's the case with our kids, that we drag them into most of the stuff that we volunteer. But what an awesome example for them to be a community giver and someone that is involved and engaged in the community, because a lot of people either don't have the time because their job is so demanding, their life is moving so fast, or they don't know how to get involved and they just don't. But I think for those of us that are able to provide our kids with an opportunity to learn about how to help and how to get involved, I think that's a pretty cool life lesson that they're learning from you.
Thank you. Yeah, it's when I can, they'll if it's appropriate or they'll come with me. And I think that's really special that they can see firsthand what we're doing in the community.
Yeah. You've received some major recognition for your work. What's an accomplishment or moment that means the most to you, even if it didn't make the headlines?
Jason, it's what I get to do every day. I truly am so incredibly proud of the work that we do and the lives that we impact. I mean, the stories that I get to hear year round and how we've impacted someone's life or how we've helped them grow, or, we have a safety around water program that is free to the community, that just everyone to get them safer around water. So if they come near a body of water, they're not scared any longer. And just seeing people overcome obstacles that they may have had because the Y was there to support them. Being able to launch initiatives because our community needs them is truly an incredible opportunity for this organization. And I love that we as the Y get to do that. We get to do that every day. And I am so grateful to be a part of an organization that is so passionate about the impact we can make in our community. So,
well, I love how you phrase it. I get to do this. We get to do that. Not necessarily we have to, right? We get to. That's a pretty big mindset shift in what we do. So is there anything that we haven't talked about that you'd like to just kind of explain to the audience while we have a captive audience? Just talking about, any other initiatives that the Y is part of right now, anything else going on at the Y that people should know about?
Yeah, it's funny, Jason. I still, I'll still go out and meet incredible people. Again, I'm so grateful. All right, Melissa, I got you. that we get to really meet all of these community partners. And so with that being said, we are able to just, as I said previously, just create some incredible programs. And one of the programs that Melissa mentioned is also our Find My Genius program, which is actually one of the reasons I was hired back in 2018, because we were launching this program and needed support. But it is a program that we launched in the summer in partnership with school districts. And that's, again, huge. And it's for families, low to moderate income. It is a no-cost program. And it is in the summer, 5 weeks. They get academics in the morning to really prevent that summer learning loss. And then they get this awesome summer camp experience where they get to go on field trips and they get enrichment and STEAM activities. And what we've seen in their growth, we do test them in the beginning of the program and at the end. And we find that they gain 1.5 to 2 months in reading and math. But not only is there growth in academics, when statistically they decline 2 months in the summer, they grow in their confidence and their social emotional skills. Teachers in the school year will tell us some of these kids would be sitting in the back and quiet. Now they're moving to the front of the class. They're raising their hand. They're participating in group discussions. And when they're talking about their summer, they are so excited to share these experiences that they had at Find My Genius. And with the program's growth, we started with 60 scholars in 2018. And then last summer we had 675 scholars. And then we grew to the after school program, again, all at no cost to these families. And we just have these programs that our community needs. And we also take them to our safety around water class so they can be safer around water. We find that a lot of these scholars have never been near water and they won't go to a friend's house if they have a pool. Some have never jumped in a pool ever until they've joined this program. So we get to just see so much growth and impact on a day-to-day.
I love it. I love it. Hey, Cody, if you're still watching, can you do me a favor and put in the comments any upcoming events for the chamber that I can announce and remind everybody? I don't have it in front of me. So if you're watching, Cody, please post that in the comments. But Dani, I love two things. One, the water safety. Water safety is, I always say that there's two things that every child should learn. One of them is learning how to swim and be safe around water. I'm sure you can guess what the other one is. What do you think the other one is?
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Self-protection.
Learning self-defense, right? Learning how to protect themselves.
I couldn't think of the word. Defense.
And both of them have a lot to do with confidence, right? People won't go around a pool because they don't have the confidence. They won't go in certain situations because they don't have the confidence. And then you were talking about your summer programs and how it keeps the kids engaged and it grows their confidence because,
yes.
9 months of school, when you factor in all of the days off and the vacations and stuff, it's not a full 9 months. And then we take this summer break and, my kids are no longer in school. My daughter's graduated college and my son is working his way through. But I always thought it was so crazy to have so much time off during the summer because they do decline. Their confidence, they've built up these relationships and they've built up this confidence to talk and engage. And then it starts all over again because you're in a new classroom and it's all over again. And I think our school systems are great. I would be a big proponent for year-round school if I could do it over again because you're only taking smaller breaks. Most parents might not agree with that. I don't know. But I think that consistency is what is really important. But your program is offering that, which I think is amazing. So, all right, Cody, thank you so much. Here we go.
Can I just tell you one thing about that program again? So the Find My Genius program, I get to talk to these kids every summer. And Melissa did put up point. We do offer tours so you can see firsthand these scholars and what the program, the impact it has. But last year when I was interviewing or just sitting and talking to some of these scholars, I asked what their favorite thing about the program was. And 9 times out of 10, I heard the pool. just getting to go in the pool and getting to swim and learning how to swim. And like one child, the first time he stepped out on the pool deck, he dropped to the floor and said, absolutely not. I'm not, nope. Like it just overwhelmed him.
Mhm.
And by the end of the program, he's jumping in. And so we get to see that. And it is so important. And again, it has their overall confidence, not just around water, but just, in their day-to-day, they're feeling that. So, oh, and the other one was fractions. I got a lot of kids who just love learning fractions.
Never heard that one before.
They get to learn a fun way.
Here's another amazing community partner, which I'm sure you're familiar with, Michelle Liddell at American Trophies and Awards.
Oh my gosh, they're the best.
So yeah, absolutely, 100%. So she just wanted to give a little shout out to all the things that the YMCA does. So thank you for that, Michelle. I'm going to come back to Cody's comment because thank you for reminding me. We have 2 upcoming events for the Chamber of Commerce. Just want to remind everybody while you're watching, we have a social media workshop with Sean Nelson on July 24th at 6 o'clock at the Moorpark Chamber of Commerce office. And then we also have our Topic on Tap, July 31st at 5 p.m. That'll be at the Alley, Enegren Brewing. So please look for more information. Follow us on social media on Facebook and Instagram to get more information on those upcoming events. All right. And we got a couple more just hearts for the YMCA. We got Ron watching. We have Cheryl. We have Sharon saying the social media event is awesome. All right, guys. Wow, what an engaging Monday morning.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So
my heart is so full right now.
Yeah, great way to start the day, right? Like everybody giving you some props, giving you some love. I love it. Anything else you want to add, Dani, before we sign off and go get ready for the rest of our crazy week?
Get ready for the week. Jason, thank you for having me. Thank you for allowing me to share a little bit about my passion for what we get to do every day. And thank you all for being a part of it. I am so emotional.
It's okay. It's a good day to be. At least it's not a manic Monday. Emotional Monday. Where can people find out more information about the Y? Tell us your social media sites, obviously website.
SEVYMCA.org is our website. And then our handles are at SEVYMCA for Instagram and Facebook.
All right, cool. So guys, for more information on the Y, go follow them on social media, go check out the website. I'm sure that you could message or find Dani and get more information. I want to wish everybody a great, productive, successful week, and go be excited about what you do, as excited as Dani is for working at the Y. Thank you so much, Dani.
Thank you. Thank you all.
All right, guys, go out and have a good one. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.